Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 150 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. 150 is the cognitive limit to the number of people with whom one can maintain stable social relationships. And we've got a big show lined up for you today. We'll be talking about hard bats, drop shots, Zuzin's performance with the plastic ball, and much, much more. I'm Jeff Plum, and as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Thank you, Jeff. And I'm a little bit scared to do the this day in history. We've copped a little bit of a bagging on the Facebook page, Jeff, but I'm going to go do it anyway. So on this day in history, Harvey Ball was born, inventor of the smiley face. How good is that? So he came up with the idea, got paid, like about $45 to come up with the idea, has no rights to it at all. He's probably got a big frown on his face, poor guy.
So is that something you invent? Don't you just draw a circle with a...
But, it's the yellow with the black, and we all know what the smiley face is, right? Yellow.
Yeah.
That's his. He invented it.
It's a good name. He would have been better off inventing the plastic table tennis ball, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, he missed his calling in life. Come on, Harvey.
All right. Now, Alois, I am going to New York in about 6 weeks or thereabout, and I'm interested to know if anybody listening knows anything about Spin New York.
Yeah, I'm interested in New York. It'd be really good to see. So, Jeff, you're going to try and get there, are you?
Yeah, I think so. Why not? In New York, Spin New York's there. I'll go there, have a look, check it out. I think it should be really interesting.
That would be great, and it'd be nice to just see how it all operates. Yeah, we haven't seen one operating here, so if anyone knows anything about Spin New York, get on to us. Tell Jeff where he can go, when he can go, and is it worth going?
Absolutely. Let me know. So the best way, jump on the blog. So PingSkills.com, hit the table tennis blog. You'll see this show 150. Leave a comment. Let us know. Love to hear your thoughts. All right. Now, Alois, let's get on to yesterday's PingSkillers question of the day, which was, are there any new regular segments you would like to see in the Ask the Coach show?
Yeah, so we did have a few comments, and that's so George has said maybe do 2 technique days, Tuesday and Thursday, and then maybe a mental Monday. I don't mind that, George. Mental Monday, where you guys can focus on different aspects of sports psychology. Interesting thought. Eugene said something not too long. I found that most of the videos in Ask the Coach are now about 20 minutes, and that's very long. So Eugene wants shorter shows. Interesting, because some viewers want longer shows. So yeah, it's always a balancing act there, isn't it? Thad said, Jeffrey, are you listening to this? Drop the numbers thing. So there you go.
Too. I think George mentioned he didn't like the numbers or this day in history.
Yeah, there was some sort of mention of that.
Ilya somewhere also said, go Jeff, love the numbers, keep going with them.
Yeah, we do worry about Ilya.
All right. Well, let's move on to the PingSkillers question of the day, which is, we want your early prediction on who will win the Olympic Games next year. So let us know. And as always, you can jump onto the Facebook page to answer that question, or the blog. We'd love to hear from you either way.
So we're looking for men's singles winner and women's singles winner, I think. That would be what we're looking for.
Makes sense. All right. Now, we've got a lot of people that have jumped on and asked a question using the Google Q&A app, which is great. We love people live on the show, and anybody can do this by going to our Google Plus page. And the best way to find it is to go to our PingSkills.com website, scroll down the bottom and find the Google Plus icon. Click on that. Now, let's just roll through some of these, Alois. Brock has said, Alois and Jeff, have you stopped wearing your PingSkills t-shirt?
Yeah, no. Well,
Nice.
it's a
It's a hoodie, yeah, PingSkills hoodie. It's a bit cold here in Melbourne, Alice, and I don't have a hoodie yet. I should get a PingSkills hoodie, but when summer comes around, we'll wear our PingSkills t-shirts. And interestingly,
yeah.
Alice, our t-shirt supplier looks like they're stopping doing t-shirt supply. So if anyone knows, you know, a good online store for t-shirts, let us know as well. We'd like to hear. We need to revisit our t-shirts. And we probably need to find one that can do t-shirts on the fly so we can make a Good Days Will Come t-shirt.
Good days will come. Exactly. Where's that shirt, Jeff? I thought they'd be out in the market already. Good days will come.
Indeed. Now, Mike D says, here's an update from the answer you gave in show 144 about the plastic ball. I used a different paddle with a thicker sponge, 2.2 mil, and the results were more positive. It was slower, but not that much. I'll be trying out Butterfly's plastic ball this weekend.
So wait, let us know, Mike. Let us know what you think of the Butterfly ball. I quite like them. They seemed really round, really hard and consistent. So let me know what you think.
Excellent. All right, now Noel says, hello coaches. I notice when I play that I'm having trouble with the deep push to my forehand. Should I wait a little bit when the ball is a little under the table to loop it, or should I really whip a strong brush on it above the table?
Yeah, so no, I think the more important thing is getting yourself in position. So when that ball comes deep to you, often you're not quite in the right position to make that topspin, and it's a little bit behind you. So it's more a matter of getting your body position right, and then really do brush fast up on the ball. So you don't need to let the ball drop too much. If you let the ball drop too much, then you've got to lift the ball up a long way as well. So you can still hit the ball from fairly high above the table surface, but really focus on getting that more vertical action to get the lifting of the ball over the net. So that's the main thing. Get yourself in position and then brush it upwards, get it up and over.
Yeah, and it can be difficult to get yourself in position because I guess a lot of the time we're looking at moving sideways, but we do need to think about our depth as well, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. It's that in and out movement that a lot of players aren't that confident at. We tend to focus a lot of our footwork practice on going side to side, but yeah, sometimes we do need to do that in and out movement as well. That's an important movement.
All right, great question, Noel. Now, Brock has said, do you guys squat or deadlift?
Have you not seen our legs? Surely we squat. Yeah, actually, the squat is a good exercise for table tennis. Develops the strength in the legs and the quads, and yeah, can be really useful. So yes, definitely squatting. Deadlifts, not so much. Not so much of the action, but obviously, Brocky, I've seen your pictures, and you obviously squat, deadlift, bench. You do a lot, right?
All right. Now, Brock has also said, where do you have your PingSkills camp? I would love to be trained by you coaches.
Yeah, so we tend to focus all of our training online. We both do some coaching here and there, and I'm doing some coaching tomorrow in Collingwood, a little club in Melbourne, and yeah, around the place. But yes, get our help online is the best way. A little bit far for some of you.
Yes, it is, exactly. So online we can reach the world, Alois.
Absolutely.
So that's good. But I will be interested to take a look at Spin New York and see how they're set up and what they do, because it's a bit of a different feel, I think. So I don't know. Maybe we need something similar in Melbourne. All right. Let's move on to a question from Mike D, who says, hello, Super Coach Alois, along with your sidekick and numbers expert, Jeff. Thank you, Mike.
Notice you're the sidekick, Jeff. Sidekick.
Yeah, numbers expert. Mike says, I watched Mima Ito versus Fei Liu in the Japan Open. How'd I go with those pronunciations? Now, Mima Ito looked jumpy during the match, almost like a boxer with her footwork, and my coach doesn't like it. What is the best footwork?
Yeah, so there's a little bit like there's two things that need to happen. One is you need to be down and low and quite stable when you're actually making the shot. But during the movement, then it's important to be able to be mobile so that you're moving quickly to that next ball. And you see Mima Ito do that really well. Her movement is very jumpy. It can be said that it is a little bit too jumpy, and you know, her head's sort of bobbing up and down a bit. Works for her, obviously, but yeah, you can think about being a little bit more stable, a little bit more down, lower, and get your base a little bit lower as well. But there still needs to be that constant motion where you're able to move as well, so that you're ready to move to that next ball. Table tennis is a dynamic sport, right?
Yeah, it certainly is. So, what's the problem with the jumpiness?
Yeah, so if you're too jumpy, your eyes are moving up and down, and it's really hard to focus on the ball. And also,
wow, that made me go dizzy just watching you do that.
Exactly. And if you're doing that, then it's taking a lot longer to get from here to there. So if you're doing this rather than bang straight across there, this is a faster path, obviously, the straight line. So yeah, so rather than being too jumpy, just gliding sideways, you get to the ball a bit faster as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the question, Mike, and good to see you watching some international table tennis. A great way to improve your game. And if anyone doesn't know, you can go to the ITTF website and click on the ITTV link, and they live stream all their important tournaments. It's a great service. All right. Now, here's a question from Ilya. Oh, this is where I saw it, Alice. He goes, respect for Jeff and the amazing number facts. They are very exciting. Thank you, Ilya. Now, he says, looking at the top men players, what is the fraction of attacking shots played at 100% level of their maximum power? What do you think is the proportion played at 90%, 80%, 70% power?
Oh, sorry, I tuned out after he said that he was interested in the number facts. What was that, Jeff? So something about percentages. Yeah, so in table tennis, at the top level, they would play, 70 to 80% power for most of their shots. There'd be one ball in a rally or every couple of rallies where they'd play at 100%. And then there'd be some that are a little bit less than that as well. But yeah, a lot of balls are played at 80, 90% because they've got the safety as well of putting the ball on the table.
Okay, so for people developing their own games, can they take those same percentages? Is that a good way to model your game if you're developing?
Yeah, I think it depends on how consistent and how well you're able to put that ball on the table. So if your given shot is a 50% shot, so the ball's here and you hit the ball that fast and it only goes on 50% of the time, that's not going to work for you because you're already giving away half the points. Then you got to think about, well, those 50% that you get on, they're going to get some of them back. So you're losing. So you need to start to put the numbers in your favor, Jeff. Yeah, you need to put the numbers in your favor. You can't just, ignore the numbers. So it's important that you think about the percentages of the ball going on the table. If the ball's not going on 70, 80% of the time, then you need to think about slowing things down.
Okay, good to hear. All right, so don't ignore the numbers. That's what I took from that question. All right, let's move on to a question from Romeo. And Romeo says, after the usage of the plastic balls, Zhu Xin's topspins got considerably slower and some of them aren't even going in. Is this the end for Zhu Xin? If it is, then who's going to be the next pen holder?
I do not think it is the end for Zhu Xin. I really don't think the plastic ball has made that much difference. So perhaps Zhu Xin's, dropped a little bit, but is it because, Ma Long's just got a little bit better? It was great during the World Championships. Let's just give it time. Let's see how Zhu Xin goes over the next year, not just a few months. I don't think it's the end for Zhu Xin at all.
No, I don't think so either. And it'll be interesting to see when people answer the PingSkills question of the day, Alois, about the early prediction, whether anybody thinks Zhu Xin's going to win next year. Because I think he's still, definitely in the running. But time will tell. All right. Now, El Sayed has said, after some great topspin shots and the players too far from the table, Ma Long has played the ball really short. Is this allowed? And is it Ma Long's point or the other players?
Yeah, so El Sayed also, in the Ask the Coach question, showed us a link to a rally. You can go to the Ask the Coach question and have a look at that. So basically what he's done is he's done a couple of smashes and then he's done a drop shot. Perfectly allowed. You are allowed to do that, El Sayed. So the ball can bounce as many times as you want on the other person's side. So and it can be a really good tactic. And we've got a lesson on the drop shot off a lob that you can have a look at and learn how to do it. It can be a good tactic, especially if the other person is quite comfortable back from the table and lobbing. If they're back there lobbing and able to keep the ball on the table well, then just doing the drop shot, bringing them in close, and then you expose them to the faster ball. So it can be a really good tactic and certainly is allowed.
Excellent. All right. And we'll put a link in the show notes. So you can go to pingskills.com, click on the blog link, and you'll find all the Ask the Coach shows, and each one of them, plenty of links to what we've talked about during the show. So make sure you get onto pingskills.com. All right. Next up, Sergio says, can you weigh in on the hard bat versus sponge bat debate? I'd like your opinion because there's a lot of snobbery out there. The sponge batters and the hard batters have no skill, and the hard batters say that the speed of the sponge has ruined table tennis. So what's your thoughts on this debate, Alois?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to right on the fence here because I love both games. I love watching the hard bat games because there's a certain simplicity about it and a certain, rawness about it, I suppose. There's so much skill involved, and it's the person that has better control and can keep the ball in play. Watching two good hard bat players play is just exciting for me, and I think some of the debate comes from if you don't play the game and if you don't understand spin, watching the top players play sometimes can be really confusing. There's a guy just does this and the number 5 player in the world puts the ball into the net, and it looks so simple. So it's something that is hard for the general public to understand, and that's where the hard bat makes things just simple for those players. I do love watching the hard bat players, but I'm sitting on the fence. Isn't our modern games just beautiful as well? Like, just the speed and the top spin and the exciting flicks and the dynamic nature and the movement and how fast they are. Table tennis is great. Hard bat, sponge bat, great game. Love it.
Wow, it certainly is. And I don't mind, playing with a hard bat myself, Alois. It's quite fun, for something to do. But if I had a choice between the two, I'd much prefer the modern game with the sponge. I just like it more, and I like watching it more too. I mean, that point of the century and the final of the World Championships, just brilliant. So, I lean more towards the modern game. Still don't mind the hard bat stuff, but yeah, I'm more on the new game. That's me. All right,
Yeah.
Alois. Well, that wraps up episode 150 of the Ask the Coach show. Thanks everybody for watching today, and thanks for all your support over the 150 shows. It's been great, and thank you, Alois.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, the big 150. It's a big number, you know. And we'll be back on Monday. All right, have a great weekend, PingSkillers. Get lots of table tennis in, and see if you can find ways to improve that game. See you on Monday.
Bye.